Hey Victor, can you tell me why it is cheaper to fly from New York to Montreal to Paris rather than flying directly Montreal to Paris on the same flight? Well, that's a good question. This question comes quite often. So today I'm going to open a new chapter on this channel where we're going to start to talk about airline pricing. It's a very complicated subject and I'll try to give you a few videos where I go through that and explain a few tips so you understand better what's happening behind, what's the reasoning behind it. Welcome to my channel. Hello again, so my name is Victor if we haven't met, welcome, and over the I'm probably going to do 3 to 4 videos around airline pricing. I will do one per month, so if you're not a subscriber of my channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button on the bottom and then you won't miss any of the next videos. You can also click on the small bell and then you will get notified the next videos come through. Anyway, so what are the airline pricing? Today I'm going to talk about indirect pricing. When you decide what price you want to do, let's say you're a baker, you're making bread, you have your own bakery, when you want to decide the price of your loaf of bread, here's a few factors you're going to include. First is the cost of goods, how much your flour and all the ingredients that you need cost you. Second will be the cost of your operation, your salary, the rent of the shop, the power, all the taxes and everything. And then everything that you had above is actually called your margin. And you decide your margin based mostly on your competition. How many other bakeries are around, and if they all sell their bread for $5, but the cost of good and operation is about $1, each time you sell a piece of bread, you're still making $4 profit. So you'll try to be around $5. Airline doing the same. I'll fly Montreal to Paris direct. Maybe I'll sell my ticket for $600 and other airline maybe pretty much around that price. And I do some specials, but on average that should be the price you can market it. However, airlines also have to compete with competition which is overseas. So when a passenger is looking to buy a ticket, they look mostly at 2 factors. There's a few others, but mostly 2. First one is actually the price. The second one is the schedule. If you have a direct flight between Montreal to Paris, it's much more attractive because you don't have to change airport. The flight will be only 6 hours instead of having journey will be 8 to 9 hours. So it's usually quite interesting and some people will be happy to pay the price for a direct flight. So let's say Montreal-Paris direct will be $700. But now the airline have to compete with all the other airlines in the world that will do a non-direct flight. So they will have to compete with people who say, hey, I can get you from Montreal to Paris through New York, through Amsterdam, through London, for example. And then this is where the competition will become much more aggressive. So for example, I'm a Canadian airline. I would like to get some US passengers in my flight to fill in my flight. So I'm going to advertise New York to Montreal to Paris for $500, $200 less, even though you're going to be flying on the same aircraft between Montreal and Paris. But I'm going to grab all these extra passengers that are not really picky about the time of the flight, but more picky about the price. And this is the most important factor for them. So airlines will decide how much margin they will lose, but then it can fill the whole aircraft by getting people who will fly indirect. So on board you get direct passengers and non-direct passengers. And that's the whole purpose of having a big schedule with what airlines do. Usually all the planes arrive in the airport pretty much the same time, so all the people in transit get together at the same time and then can all go on the departure flights that will leave pretty much all at the same time. The principle is called hub and spoke. So this is it. This is why sometimes you'll find a non-direct flight cheaper than the direct flight, which is actually on the same aircraft. I hope it helped you understand a little bit how airline pricing works. Next time I'll probably talk about revenue management, but in the meantime, feel free to subscribe and if you have any questions, put them on the comments below. See you next week. Bye!